Clement, how are you?
I'm pleased, I'm fine.
I'm very well. I'm even better for talking to you.
Well, my question is on the formative task.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit confused. We are going to present an outline of our case study.
That's correct.
In a slide form.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you said that we are going to include that as an appendix in a summative. Is that the case?
Yes, that's correct.
So can you kindly brief us on the formative task?
The formative task is just giving an outline of what you're going to write about in the summative one. All right, so with that, you need to be able to have articulated the topic that you're going to be writing, haven't chosen. So you indicate the case study that you've chosen of the two that is given to you. All right, so by now I anticipate that you would have read the case study, you understand what the case study is about, and you've been able to articulate the alignment of each of the topics that we've covered to date in that case study. So, for example, in my workshop, I've literally been looking at the case studies and the assessment in every workshop case studies that we've been dealing with. Because the two case studies you've chosen from is not from any of the case studies that you've been reading about and answering questions on each topic each week on. Yeah. All right. So, for example,
you are muted.
Sorry, Clement.
Yeah, please, you were muted, so I was, by now I can hear you.
All right. Well, you were muted, or I was muted?
Okay, it got to a time I couldn't hear anything you were saying, please.
So you were the one that was muted because I opened my stuff up when I joined in. So what I'm saying to you, every topic that we've covered to date and things that I've spoken to you about in terms of things that you should research and be aware of are there in each of the case studies. So whichever one we choose, you should be able to articulate those kind of lessons. For example, I was given, there's market entry strategy, there is collaboration, there is a resource-based view in terms of capabilities development in each of the case studies. And there were conversations that went into the case that took place in the case studies that you should be able to look at in terms of internationalization or globalization. Okay. All right? And then capabilities in terms of leadership, in terms of those of you on the second year would get the leadership bit a bit more. However, communication, effective communication, and then delegation of duties is in the case studies. So everything we've talked to in terms of the frameworks we've covered, they are all in each of the case studies. So whichever case study you choose, you should be able to deal with the assessment requirement. So in terms of the formative, what I'm wanting you to do is to have grasped what you need to include in your summative. And then you present that. It's only a 5 to 10 minutes presentation, depending on the size of the group. But you should have been able to grasp the key components of the assessment, include them in the presentation you're going to do next week, and then write about them in your summative. So the essence of you putting the formative work as an appendix is that your marker can then correlate what you've written to what you presented. All right? That's not to say that you have no freedom to have researched and the feedback you get from your formative. You need to mute your microphone. All right? that does not mean that the feedback you get from your presentation cannot be incorporated into the work you present in your formative. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
does that clarify things for you?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Clement. It's a good question, by the way. Does anybody else have any